I know a lot of you are probably already mad because of the title of this video. I am not wrong, Jayson Tatum is overrated, but wait to hear me out when I get to Tatum. But I do want to say small forward position is the most loaded position in the NBA, and if you have any of the guys on my list of top 10, your team is probably in a good situation. But I do want to emphasize a key word, which is health and healthiness, because a lot of the best guys are very injury prone. And with that being said, why don't I just start off with number one, the most injury prone superstar in probably NBA history, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard would be a consensus top 15 player in NBA history if he didn't get hurt every year. I say that because I strongly believe that the Clippers would have won 3 of the last 4 championships if they were healthy. I have said that because Kawhi is a top 5 player in the league when he plays, and there is no drop off except for his first few games back. For instance, you can't tell me if Kawhi was healthy the whole series, they wouldn't have beaten the Suns this year. He did average about 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists while splitting the 2 games on the road. Keep in mind that the team he did that against was the only team to win multiple games against the Nuggets. So, yeah, Kawhi is a top 5 player in the league when healthy and is currently the best small forward in the NBA. As a big time LeBron hater, I really can't honestly say that I'm taking anyone but Kawhi over him. And that is a toss up as well. I personally just like a healthy Kawhi more right now, but I understand the argument for LeBron completely. LeBron is getting old, but when he wants to assert himself and bring an intense presence to a game, he dominates. So although he is old, he can still take control of games better than anybody I ranked after him. So that is why he is at 2. And now for the person you've been waiting for, Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum is becoming overrated. I know y'all want to comment saying how he's on the conference finals every year. The Celtics team is very good, and Tatum gets a lot of credit for that. If you watch the Boston team over the past few years, Tatum has not taken control of one series from start to finish like the best players have. I saw Kawhi do it in 2019, Giannis do it in 2021, Curry in 2022, and Jokic this year. Some players who have lost but still dominated the series consist of Luka Doncic almost every year, Giannis against you, Tatum, in 2022, Bubble Jimmy, and many others. All those players take control and dominate the series no matter the outcome. And if they lose the series, not one person on the planet can blame it on them. Tatum lost the finals due to his inability to show up, lost this year because he didn't show up until game 4, which by that time he was down 3-0. He should have lost to Philly, but he decided to show up in the fourth quarter of game 6 and the entirety of game 7. But how was Boston still in the series even though Tatum wasn't performing well? Let me go out on a limb and say that the Celtics team is very good, and they could afford Tatum not showing up and still win 2 games. Look, this isn't hate towards Jayson Tatum at all. It is hate towards the narrative that he is a top 5 player in the NBA right now. And that is simply just not the case at all. I know he can cook in the regular season, but so can Julius Randle. And what has Julius Randle ever done in the postseason? Exactly. Wait until the postseason is over before you come at me for this take. But until then, stop overrating him, please. It's getting to be too much for me. Tatum is still a top 3 small forward in my eyes, but ranking him over LeBron and Kawhi is just silly. Tatum will be a top 5 player in the league during his prime. However, he is currently not a top 5 player in the league, so that is why I'm saying he's overrated. But he is definitely top 10. Since I ranked Jamal Murray at 10, I don't think it would be right of me to put Butler in the top 3. But is Jimmy Butler top 3? I think there is definitely an argument for him to be over Tatum. Just warning y'all now. Butler may move down next year because, let's be honest, even if the Heat get Dame next year, they will not be good. Now, focusing more on Jimmy Butler, he still lacks a consistent jump shot, which makes it hard for him to score after a defense figures him out. So, I'm not going to doubt the performance I just saw from him. However, I do not think he can replicate what he did this postseason. So, as much as I wanted to put Butler at 3 and Tatum at 4, I think that would have been a reach even for me. But let me know in the comments, do you think Jimmy Butler is better than Jayson Tatum right now? Since I definitely understand that argument. Brandon Ingram is very, very underrated. He is just not a one option, and he happens to be a number 1 because someone just can't keep his pants on. Anyways, I think we need to realize how talented Ingram is and that he is one of the best scoring forwards in the NBA. I have said this many times, but I will say it again. With a true one option, the Pelicans are contenders, and my biggest reason for saying that is because Ingram is an elite two option. So, although he is very good, the four players ahead of him are one options on championship level teams, unlike him. But we still need to stop sleeping on Brandon Ingram, and that's why he's 5 on my list. Why don't we still respect DeMar DeRozan? I mean, he would have been in the finals if he let his daughter skip one more day of school. That is, of course, the perspective of delusional Bulls fans. But DeMar wasn't letting that slide, so now he's stuck in Cancun until October. I mean, there are worse places to be than Cancun, but I think I'd rather be in the NBA playoffs. In my shooting guards video, go watch that if you haven't already, I said that Zach LaVine gets more criticism than he should because of how bad the Bulls team is. Same case for DeMar, top 5 mid-range scorer in the league, and if you ask me, he's an elite scorer in the NBA. But if you look at the roster,
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
so I have trouble with the narrative that he isn't good because in reality, the team isn't put together in a way that allows him to succeed. So, in my personal opinion, I think DeMar deserves way more respect as a player because he is legitimately one of the best scorers in the league. So, that is why he is at 6. I really wanted to rank Mikal Bridges in the top 6, but I simply can't say that he is better than the 6 in front of him. I will say, though, he is very young and is only beginning to touch his untapped potential. I think he can be argued as a top 5 small forward by the end of next year, especially if Ben Simmons turns up, because I think that duo will be very good. My reasoning for that is good passer plus good cutter equals nice offense, which equals success. I miss Mikal in a Suns jersey though, and I will always be rooting for whatever team Mikal is on. See you in the top 5 next year though. Chris Middleton has fallen off of a cliff ever since the Bucks won. Bro had people calling him Batman and Giannis Robin. At the time, I thought that was stupid, and it looks stupider every passing day. Middleton has been battling many injuries, so I won't hold that against him because Kawhi and LeBron are 1 and 2, and to say they are healthy would simply be a lie, and I ain't trying to fib while talking hoops. But back to Middleton. He just doesn't look right even when he has been healthy, which is very concerning to me. I hope he can figure it out, but after next year, he might not be in the top 10 because there are some players that have been climbing rapidly. One of those players is Andrew Wiggins. I think we need to forget about last year because he wasn't really in the basketball mindset and it led to a drop off in performance. However, he did look good for how out of touch he was with basketball. I firmly believe that Wiggins is just a two-way nightmare for teams when he is locked in. He also has great scoring ability for a guy that is normally the 3 option on a team. When I look at the Warriors, I look at Steph as the Batman and then Wiggins as the Robin. Being Robin and being able to play both sides of the basketball really proves how good someone is as an NBA player. I think a fully locked in Wiggins next year will be very scary for the league, and that is why he's at 9. Jeremy Grant was not overpaid. Look at how money value changes every year. I think his extension with Portland is going to look like a steal in 3 years. He also is a very good two-way player and will help lead Portland's young guards into the future. He's also a great 3 option that can score 18-20 a game while guarding the other team's best player. So that is why he is at 10. And quit underrating Jeremy Grant because of that contract. It's not a bad contract. I'm telling y'all, but y'all refuse to listen. But it's a good contract, trust me. For the amount of times I've seen the Raptors asking price for OG Anunoby, you would think that he is one of the best players in the NBA. Like, how many times have we seen OG Anunoby going somewhere in a mock trade and his asking price is 3 first-round picks? Like, it's just really funny to me, the asking price of a guy who isn't even top 10 at his position. Don't get me wrong, phenomenal two-way player, but come on, bro, 3 first-round picks? Really? Really? But I just wanted to touch on that because he still hasn't been traded, and I think he's an honorable mention. Like, he's really good, but like 3 first-round picks is OD. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you know that Jayson Tatum is still a very good basketball player, and I do think he's a top player in the league, but he is overrated. Like, people say top 5 player currently, which is not the case at all. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. Maybe after next year, but until I see him dominate a series from start to finish, like I've seen LeBron, Kawhi, and many other players do, I can't put him in my top 5 or ahead of guys like that. So I hope you stay up to date with this series. Go watch the first 2 videos if you haven't already, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications so when the power forwards and centers video comes out, which we already know who's won for both of those positions, and when I rank all my top 25 NBA players currently. So make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss either of those videos. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next. Bye.